Okay, so you sent this YouTube video,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called 70 Life Lessons
Oh,
That Will Fix 93% of Your Problems.
okay.
I gotta say,
Yeah.
93%. That's,
A bold claim.
yeah, a bold claim, but I'm up for it.
Yeah.
I'm ready to deep dive into this, especially when it comes to,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
life lessons and exploring ideas. So,
It certainly grabs your attention, doesn't
Yeah.
it, that title?
yeah, definitely.
And I think it speaks to how we all want those quick fixes, those easy solutions.
Exactly.
But I think what's interesting to me is the format.
Okay.
It's these short, punchy statements, almost like
Right.
modern proverbs.
Yes.
And that kind of says something about how we consume information today, right?
That's true. We're bombarded with so much information these days
Yeah.
that we almost need those little
Right.
bite-sized pieces of wisdom.
Oh.
And I think, especially when it comes to things like
Uh-huh.
honesty and self-reliance, which this video seems to hit on a lot.
It does.
It even comes from a channel called Quotes.
Oh, interesting.
Just quotes.
Wow.
Yeah. So no other information, just quotes.
Well, it definitely emphasizes being genuine,
Yeah.
authenticity, even if it means going against the grain.
Yeah.
One quote I liked was, being honest may not get you a lot of friends, but it'll always get you the right ones.
Ooh, that's good.
And it really suggests that connection
Mhm.
comes from being genuine, not from trying to please everyone.
It makes me think about all the times
Yeah,
that we maybe hold back
right.
from expressing ourselves because we are worried about what other people will think.
Yeah.
But then the video also says
Mm-hmm.
everyone is only thinking about themselves.
Uh-huh.
So maybe we shouldn't be so worried about what other people are thinking because they're
That's
only
true.
thinking about themselves.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe we should just,
Be yourself.
yeah, be ourselves.
Focus on those genuine connections.
Do you think that that frees us up?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when we're not so worried about pleasing everyone,
Right.
we can cultivate relationships with people who appreciate us for who we are.
Exactly.
And that leads to a more fulfilling life.
yeah, more authentic.
Yeah. And the video even says every second you spend comparing your life to someone else's is a second spent wasting yours.
Ooh, that's good.
Is it?
Yeah. It's so easy to fall into that trap,
know.
especially with social media these days.
Oh, yeah.
But the truth is,
Right.
everyone's on their own journey,
Absolutely.
and we can't measure our own worth based on what other people are doing.
Exactly. And this brings up another big theme.
Okay.
This idea of finding happiness within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Several of the quotes emphasize self-reliance
Yeah.
and not depending on others for your well-being.
It says, learn to be content and happy by yourself. If you need company to be happy, then it will make you weak.
Wow, strong words.
What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Because it almost seems to say that, like, needing other people is a sign of weakness.
It does sound a bit harsh,
Yeah.
but I think what they're getting at is inner strength,
Okay.
resilience.
Okay.
It's not about isolating yourself completely, but recognizing that true happiness comes from within,
Yeah.
not constantly seeking validation from external sources.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's about finding that balance between
Right.
connecting with others, but also nurturing
And
our
a
own
sense of-
independence.
Yes, and a sense of self.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that we are complete and whole
Yeah.
on our own.
Yeah.
Our happiness doesn't depend on
Right.
having a partner or a certain number of friends.
Right.
It's about building that foundation of self-love and acceptance.
This quote, share your progress, not your goals, and you'll always be motivated.
Ooh,
That one
I like that one.
really
Oh.
resonated with me
Hmm.
because I feel like when I share my goals
Yeah,
too early,
yeah.
it's almost like I've already achieved them in my mind,
Uh-huh.
and then I lose motivation.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think there's some psychology to that.
Right.
When we share our goals publicly,
Uh-huh.
it can create this premature sense of accomplishment,
Yeah.
and then we don't follow through.
But when you share your progress, it keeps you
Yeah.
accountable and it keeps you energized.
Yeah, absolutely. And it allows us to celebrate the wins along the way,
Yeah.
which can fuel us.
And it feels like you're bringing other people on your journey,
Uh-huh.
and their support
Right.
and encouragement keeps you going.
Absolutely.
So speaking of journeys,
Yeah.
this video dives into this whole idea of being alone versus being lonely.
Okay.
And it says, don't be afraid to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
Being by yourself is far superior than being with crappy people.
Wow. Yeah.
It's,
It's pretty bold.
yeah.
What do you make of that?
It's a stark reminder that not all company is good company.
Right.
Sometimes being alone can
Yeah.
be much more nourishing.
It makes me think about that, saying, You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
So if those 5 people are
Right.
constantly negative or unsupportive,
Yeah.
it's going to rub off on you.
It is.
It is.
And sometimes those crappy people, as the video calls them,
Yeah.
might not even be intentionally bad.
Yeah, they could just...
They just have a negative outlook.
Yeah. Or they're going through their own stuff
Exactly.
that they're projecting onto others.
Yeah, those energy vampires.
Yeah.
They suck the joy right out of you.
And that's why it's so important to be mindful of who we surround ourselves with.
Absolutely.
People who lift us up, who inspire us,
Right.
and who support our growth.
Exactly. And sometimes that means being okay with spending time alone. Embracing solitude can be such a powerful tool for self-discovery, reflection, even creative exploration.
I can relate to that.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when I was feeling really burned out and overwhelmed,
Yeah.
I decided to take a solo trip
Okay.
to a cabin in the woods for a few days, and it was so
Wow.
rejuvenating.
What was it about being alone in nature that felt so restorative?
It was the space to just be, to disconnect from all the noise and demands of life and just reconnect with myself.
I love that.
I spent my days hiking, reading, writing,
Wow.
just being in the peace and quiet.
That sounds wonderful.
And I came back just feeling refreshed and full of new ideas.
It sounds like you tapped into the power of solitude to reconnect with your own inner wisdom and creativity.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's exactly what we need.
Yeah.
To find clarity and inspiration.
It was a reminder that being alone doesn't have to be lonely. It can be a really incredible opportunity for personal growth and self-discovery.
I agree.
So, speaking of self-discovery,
Okay.
the video goes on to explore
Yeah.
the role of fear in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And it offers this really interesting perspective. It says, fear is not there to stop you. It's there to show you that you're interested and you care.
That's interesting.
So instead of viewing fear as the enemy,
Yeah.
we can view it as a guidepost,
Okay.
a sign that we're stepping outside of our comfort zone
That makes sense.
and moving towards something that really matters to us.
Absolutely.
But we can't let fear paralyze us. And we can't let it dictate our decisions.
Exactly. And the video even cautions against making permanent choices based on temporary emotions.
Yeah.
It reminds us that fear is a natural human emotion,
Right.
but it doesn't have to control us.
Right. We have the power to acknowledge our fears, learn from them, and move forward.
I love that.
Yeah.
What a great perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this other quote, if you put her on a pedestal, she has no choice but to look down on you.
Ooh, that's a potent image.
It is. It's very visual.
What do you think it's trying to convey?
I think it's a cautionary tale about idealizing other people.
When we put someone on a pedestal,
Right.
we set ourselves up for disappointment,
Right.
but we also create this imbalance in the relationship.
It's like we're giving our power away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And diminishing our own worth.
Yeah, we're putting someone else above us.
Right. And it can lead to so many problems.
Yeah.
When we idealize someone, we often overlook their flaws.
Right.
We make excuses for their behavior. We
Yeah.
might even mold ourselves into someone we think they want us to be.
It's so unhealthy.
It is.
It is.
And it sets us up for a rude awakening when that idealized image crumbles.
Yeah. So maybe it's better to approach relationships with a healthy dose of realism
Yeah.
and to see people for who they truly are.
Absolutely.
Flaws and all.
Flaws and all. Yeah. It allows for more authentic and sustainable connections.
Yeah. So that brings us to another cluster of quotes
Okay.
that explore truth, perception,
Okay.
and how people present themselves.
Interesting.
There's some real gems in here.
Like what?
Like this one. Light travels faster than sound. That's why some people appear bright until you hear them speak.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, classic.
It's so true.
It is.
Sometimes the people who seem most impressive on the surface
Right.
are actually quite shallow or even deceptive once you get to know them.
This one, too. If someone emphasizes that they're telling the truth, you can be sure they are lying.
Ooh.
A bit cynical,
Yeah.
but also kind of brilliant.
It is. It speaks to the fact that
Yeah.
people who are constantly trying to convince us of their honesty
Right.
are often the ones we should be most wary of.
It's like that saying,
Yeah.
actions speak louder than words.
Absolutely.
If their words don't match their actions, that's a red flag.
Major red flag.
And it's a reminder to trust our intuition,
Yeah.
to not blindly accept everything we're told.
Even from people we trust.
Yeah.
It's about developing those critical thinking skills.
Yes.
Learning to discern what's truly valuable.
And the video says, people give you advice based on their perspective.
Oh, that's good.
So it's important to consider the source.
Right.
Their motivations.
Absolutely.
And whether their advice actually aligns with our own values and goals.
It's about figuring out what's just noise.
Yeah.
And what's really valuable.
Yeah, and that's a skill that will serve us well.
In all areas of life.
Yes. So this video also delves into this whole idea of self-care and personal growth.
Right.
And it really seems to emphasize this idea of personal responsibility and managing our inner critic.
Our inner critic, yeah. It says, self-care is realizing that you are your greatest obstacle.
Oh, wow.
Powerful, right.
Yeah.
We have the power to sabotage ourselves or support ourselves.
Yeah, it's a challenge to be kinder to ourselves, to acknowledge our strengths, and to focus on our progress.
And not dwell on our flaws.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not about letting ourselves off the hook. It's about being mindful of the messages we're feeding ourselves.
Yes.
Choosing empowering thoughts over self-criticism.
This one. You owe nothing to your younger self, but you owe everything to your present self.
Oh, that's good.
It's a reminder to let go of past regrets and focus on the now.
It's a beautiful sentiment.
Yeah, embrace growth and evolution.
Yeah.
Learn from our experiences.
Absolutely.
And continue to strive to be the best versions of ourselves.
It's about recognizing that change is inevitable.
Yeah.
Instead of resisting it.
Yeah.
We can choose to embrace it as an opportunity for growth and transformation.
This one made me laugh. Your parents were correct multiple times, even if not academically qualified. Stop insulting them when they advise you.
Oh, that's funny.
It's funny because it's true.
It is. I think as we get older, we realize our parents, despite their flaws, often have some pretty solid wisdom to share.
It's true. They've lived longer.
They have.
They've made their own mistakes. And they've learned some valuable lessons along the way.
Exactly. And sometimes even if their advice isn't always the most eloquent, there's a kernel of truth worth listening to.
Absolutely. And sometimes those lessons come in the most unexpected ways.
Oh, I bet.
Like that time my dad.
What happened?
He always used to tell me, don't borrow trouble.
Okay.
Don't borrow trouble.
Interesting.
Basically, like don't overthink things or create problems where there aren't any.
Yeah.
And this video says overthinking ruins you. It ruins the situation, twists things around, makes you worry about futile questions, and makes everything much worse than it actually is.
It really does.
Yeah.
And simple phrases, like your dad's hold so much wisdom, you know?
It's true.
Overthinking is such a trap.
It can be.
It can keep you stuck in this cycle of worry and indecision and prevent you from taking action moving forward.
I remember one time I was agonizing over a decision.
Oh, yeah.
Making all these pros and cons lists.
Yeah.
Driving myself crazy.
Right.
And everyone around me crazy. And my dad just looked at me and said, flip a coin.
Wow.
He said, if you're relieved with the outcome, go with it. If you're disappointed, you know what you really want.
I love that.
Yeah.
Such a great approach.
It is.
It takes the pressure off trying to make the perfect decision.
Exactly.
Allows you to tap into your intuition.
Yeah.
Sometimes your gut already knows the answer.
Yeah.
Even when your logical mind is still weighing all the options.
It was a game changer.
I bet.
This video is packed with so much good advice. This one, you only get one body, take care of it. You'll have it all your life. And while it is incredibly resilient, it can only give you what you put in.
It's so true.
It is.
And it's timeless.
Yeah.
It's easy to neglect our physical well-being.
Right. When we're busy.
When we're busy, skip meals, stay up late.
Push ourselves beyond our limits.
But this quote encourages us to view our bodies as this precious gift, something to be cherished and cared for.
It's about making those conscious choices to nourish our bodies and minds.
Absolutely.
Whether it's through eating healthy foods, moving our bodies, getting enough sleep, managing stress.
Absolutely. All those daily actions add up.
And it's not just about physical health, but it's also about mental and emotional well-being.
Yeah, taking care of our mental health, just as important as taking care of our physical health.
Absolutely.
And that can look different for everyone.
Right.
Maybe it's practicing mindfulness, spending time in nature, pursuing creative hobbies, connecting with loved ones, finding what brings you joy.
Exactly.
Making it a priority.
So this video also gets into okay, and it says, just because you miss someone doesn't mean you need them back in your life. Missing is a part of getting over. So good.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Missing someone. It's a natural human emotion.
Yeah, especially after a significant relationship ends.
Exactly.
Well, we have to remember that those feelings of longing don't necessarily mean that the relationship was healthy or that getting back together is the right thing to do.
Exactly.
Sometimes we get caught up in the nostalgia and forget all the reasons why the relationship ended.
It's like we forget the red flags that we're waving loud and clear.
Sometimes letting go is the healthiest choice.
I agree.
Yeah. For ourselves and for the other person.
Yeah, it's about creating space for new experiences and new relationships that align with our growth and well-being.
Letting go can be the catalyst for incredible personal growth.
It can. Yeah.
It forces us to confront our own patterns. Learn from our mistakes and build stronger boundaries.
Absolutely. And it can be painful.
It can be.
But it's often necessary to create a more fulfilling life.
The video also talks about the importance of choosing partners based on values over superficial qualities.
Okay.
It says, first, you choose a partner based on their looks and enjoy until you realize that your kids will not be raised by their looks, but by their values.
That's a good point.
It is, right?
It's easy to get caught up in the initial attraction. But building a lasting relationship takes more than physical chemistry.
Yeah, you need shared values.
Absolutely.
Mutual respect, open communication.
Yeah, those are the foundations of a strong, healthy partnership.
It makes you think about what qualities you truly value in a partner.
Right.
What kind of person do I want to build a life with?
Absolutely.
What kind of parent do I want them to be?
Those are important questions to ask.
Yes. And not just in romantic relationships, but also in friendships.
It's right, yeah.
Yeah, so the video talks about how you can identify true friends.
Oh.
It says, to know who your true friends are, look for the ones who say good things behind your back and bad things to your face.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
True friends offer honest feedback.
Yeah.
Even when it's hard to hear.
Even when it's tough, yeah.
They want us to grow and succeed.
Absolutely.
Even if it means challenging us.
Right. And they're not afraid to have tough conversations.
Yeah.
But they do it with love and respect.
Yeah. And they're the ones who will celebrate our triumphs and support us through our setbacks.
Yeah, they're there for the good times and the bad times.
The video says, letting go is very hard, but it's the best thing to do.
Yeah, sometimes you got to recognize when a relationship has run its course.
Yeah.
It's no longer serving either person.
And that can be really tough.
It can be, but it's an important step in personal growth.
Yeah, clearing space for new connections, new experiences that align with our
evolving values, aspirations.
So this video dives into this whole idea of purpose.
Okay.
And it reminds us that we don't just stumble upon our purpose.
Right.
We create it.
We create it,
It says you don't find your purpose somewhere else. You create it exactly where you are.
That's empowering.
It is.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Take ownership of your life. Shape your own destiny.
Absolutely.
Not waiting for some external force to reveal your purpose to you.
Yeah, it's about making choices that align with your passions and values.
How have you created purpose in your own life?
Oh, well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's about aligning my actions with my values. So, for example, I'm passionate about helping others discover their potential.
Okay.
So I try to incorporate that into my work, my personal life, whether it's mentoring someone, volunteering, or just offering a listening ear. Those actions make me feel like I'm living in alignment with my purpose.
Yeah. What about you? How do you create purpose in your life?
I think for me, it's about constantly learning and growing. I'm driven by this curiosity to understand the world. And to share that knowledge. Whether I'm researching a new topic, having a thought-provoking conversation, or just observing the beauty of nature, those experiences fill me with a sense of purpose and wonder.
I love that.
And the video also emphasizes mindset. It says, the life you experience is simply a reflection of your mindset.
That's where the power of positive thinking comes in.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not about denying challenges or pretending everything is perfect.
Right. It's about choosing to focus on the good.
Yeah.
Finding the silver lining.
Yeah.
Approaching life with gratitude.
What are your thoughts on the connection between our mindset?
Oh, it's powerful.
Yeah.
Our thoughts and beliefs create our reality.
Yeah.
If we're constantly dwelling on negative thoughts, we create a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right.
But if we cultivate positive thoughts, we attract more positivity.
It's about focusing on what we can control.
Absolutely.
Finding the good in difficult situations and approaching life with an open heart and a curious mind.
I love that.
It's about reframing challenges as opportunities for growth.
Yeah.
Setbacks as lessons learned. Failures as stepping stones to success.
I like that.
The video says success is not about your resources. It's about how resourceful you are with what you have.
That's a great one.
It's not about what you have, but what you do with what you have.
Absolutely. It's about creativity, ingenuity, the ability to find solutions.
Yeah, even when you're faced with limitations.
Yeah, making the most of your circumstances, whether you're starting with a lot or a little.
It's about that entrepreneurial spirit.
It is, that hustle, determination to make things happen.
Limitations can often be the breeding ground.
They can.
Yeah.
For innovation.
For innovation.
When we're forced to think outside the box,
we
often come up with our most creative solutions.
That reminds me of that story about the...
George de Mestral, I think that was his name.
Okay.
He was a Swiss engineer who invented Velcro.
Oh, wow.
And he got the idea from noticing how burrs clung to his dog's fur when they were out on a hike. So he studied the burrs under a microscope and realized that they had these tiny hooks that could attach to loops of fabric.
That's amazing.
And that's how Velcro was born.
That's so cool.
Simple observation, resourceful mindset leads to a groundbreaking invention.
You don't have to wait for perfect conditions to succeed.
And this video emphasizes that too.
Okay.
Action over endless planning.
Yeah.
You can't think your way into a new life. You have to act your way into one.
It's so easy to overthink things.
It is.
Make pro and con lists.
Yeah.
Wait for the perfect moment. But really, we just need to take that first step.
Yeah. Just take that first step.
Even if it's a small one.
Even if it's small.
The video says, take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step.
It's reassuring, right?
It is.
You don't have to have it all figured out.
You do.
Just trust yourself and take that leap.
Yeah. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
That's right.
We get so caught up thinking about
the big picture.
Yeah, the enormity of the goal.
Yeah.
But it's really those small, consistent actions that lead to results.
Focus on what we can control.
Yes.
Our effort, our attitude.
Yeah.
Our choices.
Yeah, so the video talks about fear being a major obstacle to taking action. It says, fear limits most people throughout their lives and permeates through all of their decisions. Do your best to control it, overcome it, and revel when you defeat it.
Powerful, right?
What do you think about that?
It's a call to courage.
Yeah.
To step outside our comfort zones. Yeah. Face our fears.
Head on.
Head on.
Fear is a natural emotion.
It is.
But it doesn't have to control us.
It doesn't have to.
When we can acknowledge our fears, understand where they come from, and then move forward anyway.
We unlock so much freedom.
And it often leads to those aha moments where you realize what you were so afraid of wasn't actually that scary.
That's right.
And then we grow, we learn.
And we become more resilient.
Yes. The video reminds us to not let naysayers discourage us.
That's a good one.
It says, don't let naysayers discourage you because they may be projecting their own insecurities.
It's so true. We can let those doubts of others seep into our own minds.
Especially when we're feeling vulnerable.
Exactly, or uncertain.
Yeah.
But we got to remember that not everyone is going to understand or support our dreams.
Right.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Their opinions are just a reflection of their own beliefs and experiences.
So it's important to surround ourselves with people who believe in us.
Who lift us up.
Yeah, who encourage us.
Who celebrate our successes.
Yeah, and filter out the noise of those who try to dim our shine.
Absolutely.
Because Ultimately,
Yeah.
our journey is our own.
It is.
We have the power to choose
Right.
who we allow to influence us.
I love that. And speaking of journeys,
Yeah.
this video reminds us that they're not always linear.
No, they're
They're
not.
predictable.
There's going to be bumps in the road.
There will be.
Detours.
Mm-hmm.
Unexpected challenges.
But those are the things that shape us.
Yeah.
Teach us valuable lessons.
And ultimately make the journey more meaningful.
Good judgment comes from experience, and experience comes from bad judgment.
Classic.
Absolutely.
We're all going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
We're all going to stumble and fall. But it's what we learn.
It's what we learn.
From those experiences.
That matters.
Yeah, that matters most.
It's about having the humility.
Yes.
To acknowledge our mistakes.
Yeah.
The courage to learn from them. And the wisdom to apply those lessons to future decisions.
We heal at the speed of our forgiveness.
Ooh, powerful.
It is, right?
It is.
Holding on to anger, guilt.
Only hurts us.
It does. It doesn't serve anyone.
Forgiving ourselves and others is an act of self-love.
Yes.
Compassion.
It allows us to move forward and create a brighter future.
What a great perspective.
What are your thoughts on the power of forgiveness?
I think it's essential.
Yeah.
For our emotional and mental well-being. When we hold on to anger, resentment, we're carrying around this heavy weight.
Yeah.
Drains our energy.
Prevents us from experiencing joy and peace.
Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior.
Right.
It means choosing to release that negative energy that keeps us stuck.
It's a gift.
It is a gift. We give ourselves
a path to healing.
To liberation.
This whole video is about letting go.
It is.
Of things that don't serve us.
Yeah.
Whether it's a limiting belief, a toxic relationship, or a past hurt.
The video says, sometimes you just have to walk away, let people go, and let relationships end.
It's acknowledging that endings are a natural part of life.
They are.
And letting go is necessary for growth and healing.
It creates space for new beginnings, new connections.
New experiences.
That align with who we're becoming.
So as we go through these transitions,
yeah,
it's important to cultivate an attitude of gratitude.
It is.
Even amidst challenges.
The video says, the more grateful you are, the more beauty you will see all around you.
Gratitude is so powerful.
It is.
It helps us appreciate the good.
Yeah.
Shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, and helps us find joy in the simple things.
It's about recognizing the abundance that surrounds us, even when things are tough.
This whole deep dive has been an exercise in gratitude.
It has.
It's reminded us of so many simple but profound truths.
It has.
And it's a reminder that inspiration can be found in the most unexpected places.
It can.
Even a YouTube video with a bold claim.
That's right.
I'm leaving with a sense of hope and possibility.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that we have the power to choose our thoughts.
Our actions.
Their actions.
The direction of our lives.
Before we sign off,
yes,
we want to leave you with a question to ponder.
Okay.
Out of these 70 life lessons, which one resonated with you the most?
Good question.
And why? We encourage you to reflect on that. Maybe even write down your thoughts.
Yeah.
Or share them with a friend.
Because sometimes the most powerful insights come from sharing our experiences and learning from each other.
And that's what the deep dive is all about.
It is.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep
into that fascinating world.
Happy diving.